The world was stunned. Sam Heughan burst into tears on BBC. "I've lived in fear for the past 6 years. The lights were bright. The auditorium was silent. A star who once melted millions of hearts now tremblingly admitted the terrible truth behind the halo. 6 years he was silent. 6 years the world only saw smiles, not knowing that hell lay behind. And today, Sam Heughan, the hero of Outlander, the man who symbolizes the strength of Scotland, chose to speak up. The story he told was not about fame, but about pain, loneliness, and the journey to regain freedom from his own darkness. Today, the global social network exploded. Sam Heughan, the star of Outlander, the symbol of millions of hearts, finally broke 6 years of silence. In a special interview, broadcast live on BBC and ITV News, the 45-year-old sat in front of the camera, his eyes tired but determined, and spoke slowly. "I've lived in fear. The last 6 years have been hell. Being attacked, being followed, being insulted. And I don't think I have the courage to say this." The studio was silent. The host looked at him, his eyes red, his hands shaking slightly. Then Sam began to tell. A story that lasted as long as the youth of a famous person, but was imprisoned in silence. When Outlander was released, Sam Heughan became a new icon of Scottish cinema. Handsome, elegant, attractive. People called him the perfect man. But few knew that behind that smile were years of haunting. It all started after season 2. I started getting weird messages. At first, they were teasing. Then, they were threatening. Then I realized I was being stalked. People called my hotel telling me where I was. People sent me photos of me on the street. I thought they were just crazy fans until it turned into a years-long campaign of organized bullying. His voice choked up. He talked about sleepless nights, having to change his phone number, cut off contact with friends, and hire a bodyguard just to be able to leave the house. I once saw a strange car parked in front of my house for 3 days. When I called the police, they said there was not enough evidence to take action. What made the audience shudder was that the person behind that chain of mental terror was not entirely a stranger. Sam revealed that some individuals who worked on the Outlander crew accidentally leaked his personal information, and from then on, social media became a weapon of mental destruction. They made up stories that I was arrogant fake, deceiving my colleagues. Thousands of comments flooded the internet, and no one spoke up to defend me. Not a single one. In 2019, while Outlander was filming its 5th season, Sam disappeared from the media. Fans thought he was resting. In fact, he was undergoing psychological treatment. I couldn't sleep. I had panic attacks. Some nights, I just lay staring at the ceiling and rereading the threats, wondering what I had done wrong. Caitriona Balfe, a long-time co-star, shared in a later interview. I realized Sam wasn't himself. He was quiet, always looking around as if he was afraid of someone. I told him to speak up, but he just laughed. No one cares. Rumors began to spread that Sam was hiding a big secret, that he wasn't as real as he appeared on the show. Anonymous accounts posted old photos, made up stories, and divided public opinion. Half turned away, the other half believed. But the pressure almost destroyed him. When you're bombarded with thousands of people every day, you start to believe they're right. There were times when I just wanted to disappear. In 2020, Sam's close friend, Scottish documentary director Alan McGregor, found an unsent letter in his home. It read, "If anyone had read this, I probably wouldn't have been able to take it anymore. I don't want to be a burden. I just want to be quiet. I just want peace." Alan recalls, "I burst into tears. I called Katrina. We both went to see Sam and told him to go to therapy. For the first time, I saw him truly vulnerable. And for the first time, he started to come back to life." 2 years later, Sam slowly found his balance. He kept a diary, practiced yoga, and quit social media completely. "I learned how to live again, how to look at the world without fear. I realized that when you stay silent for too long, bad people think you are weak. But no, I was just preparing to have the last word." In April 2024, Sam returned with The Highland Shadow, an independent film inspired by his own painful journey. The film was praised for its honesty and courage. At the London premiere, Sam appeared simply without bodyguards, without noise. He stood among a crowd of reporters and said, "I am no longer afraid. I have fallen, but I get up. No one has the right to destroy you just because you are famous." The audience erupted in applause. Those who had doubted him burst into tears. Fans around the world immediately launched the campaign, "We Stand," with Sam reaching more than 10 million shares in just a few hours. The BBC later revealed that a series of anonymous accounts were being investigated, including some who had worked in media for The Outlander. The Metropolitan Police confirmed they are working with Police Scotland to track down the source of the threats. Sam, however, refused to press charges. "I don't want revenge. I just want them to stop." Social media can kill people with words. After the interview, a series of stars spoke out in support of him. Hugh Jackman wrote, "I've seen Sam smile, but I've never seen him so strong." Katrina posted a photo hugging Sam, captioning, "You are never alone." Netflix UK shared, "We need to protect artists who suffer in silence." Major newspapers such as The Guardian, Variety, Daily Mail, Deadline all published articles analyzing cyberbullying in the entertainment industry, citing Sam Heughan as a typical example of courage. In a behind-the-scenes video filmed a few weeks later, Sam whispered to the director, "I don't know if I'm strong enough to tell this story, but if it makes someone feel less alone, it's worth it." His eyes were no longer fearful. They were the light of someone who had found themselves. Psychologists call it the catharsis effect, the cleansing of the soul when people face pain. Dr. Helen Grant, University of Edinburgh, commented, "Sam Heughan did what many famous people don't dare: admit their vulnerability. And that vulnerability became their strength." Since then, the Voice for Sam campaign has spread across Europe. Thousands of people have shared their stories inspired by him. At the 2025 British Film Awards, Sam was named Inspirational Star of the Year. He took to the stage, no notes, and said just a few words. "If you're listening to me and you feel bullied, remember you're not alone. I spent 6 years in the dark, but I found the light. And that light is you." The audience stood up. Many were in tears. Sam Heughan is no longer just Jamie Fraser from Outlander. He's become a symbol of resilience and resurrection. He partnered with Mind UK to set up a support fund for artists who have been bullied online. In just 2 months, the fund has raised more than $2.7 million. His first post on social media in 3 years was just 3 lines. I forgive. I don't forget, but I forgive. Thank you for still believing. A photo of the sunrise over the Scottish Highlands, where he was born. Sam Heughan's story not only shocked the world, but also opened a new chapter in social awareness. Fame does not protect anyone from pain. The British press called it the most shocking event of the decade, when a star chose to speak the truth instead of continuing to suffer. And perhaps the most profound lesson lies in his final words in the interview that day. I used to think that silence was the way to survive. But now I know only when you speak up, you are truly free. Sam Heughan's story is not a tragedy. It is a journey of rebirth, from victim to inspiration, proving that no one can take away the voice of a brave soul. And today, 6 years later, the world is listening.